Cold showers. Cold showers do help with discipline and energy and confidence. Maybe even mental clarity. It's very similar to that. I don't know if I'm in that regard. You can actually get those benefits off the bat without even considering things like brown fat and not cleaner, less dry skin. It's pretty interesting. You should look up the benefits. They're pretty nice. Like Wim Hof method. You presumably get more alkalinity in your breath after doing the technique, and what it does in that regard is make it so that you take fewer breaths for more energy. You don't need a breath too desperately or too you don't need to breathe as much for the same amount of energy. You get more energy from the breaths you have, and increasing the alkalinity substantially, if not almost doubling it, depending on how well you do these practices. Like you can double it if you do it for slightly more than half an hour. Intermittent fasting. You can actually at least wait maybe like a few hours after you wake up and then eat. And if that was still brunch, that would be ideal. But it doesn't mean you can't have breakfast. It's just like just try to see how you can go without rushing it. And then and some people recommend 5, 6, or even 8 hours after you wake up. So if you wake up really early, you might get lucky, eat lunch or whatever. But yeah, adjusting your sleep cycle. Like straight off the bat, I'll tell you that my circadian rhythm adjustment for now is 6 hours 15. But what I'll tell you, or before that, I explained that the other adjustment from the doctors is the idea of circadian rhythms being approximately at 45-minute intervals or hour and 30-minute intervals. That's at least the basic one. If it even was the older one, I guess you could call it lean exercise. With lean exercise, you might take a little longer doing the exercise, but you don't. But you do it in a way that's safe, and you technically do it in a way that's at least reasonable to you. You're able to make it so you don't. You might take a little bit more time doing it, but you don't. But you do it in a way where you're able to just get the gains that you need for your health and fitness, and you do get a body from it regardless. And I'm not gonna be too specific about how this works. There are some strategies you can use, like jump rope was a fantastic choice. Stretching before you exercise, obviously. I'm gonna say that number 6 is veganism, but I don't know how to cover it. So while the only thing I recommend for veganism is avoiding a bit of red meat. Like I for some reason I'm luckier in that because I end up preferring like well done. So I end up avoiding red meat on a long enough basis where I'm actually only eating the red meat if I want to, but I don't eat too much anyway. So I can at least avoid too much red meat, right? Preferring well done, but by actual like flavor. But that might have some benefit to it already, like nutritional at least. I'm not eating as much red meat, and I'm still prioritizing vegetables when I can, because I actually managed to I at least ask about the vegetables and fruits and and I eat like the 4 to 5 fruits per day. You have to really take the time to be still every once in a while. If you meditate enough times per day, you can just be still alone and be still in like the outdoors for like 30 minutes or out in the sun 30 minutes or meditating 30 minutes or more. 30 minutes or more per day if you can. You can just do 5 or 10 minutes, and that alone is a good thing in the middle of the day, even for practice or for just actually taking the time to be mindful. You can be stillful and mindful without meditation, but meditation can help with stillful and mindfulness. Straight postures. Number 8 is straight posture. If you have a straight back, you will technically feel more confident, and I already believe in the idea of still taking care of yourself as much as I would already do. It's underrated, but it still makes a lot of difference. To keep a straight back as long as possible. For me, it takes about 2 months to even be able to have it to straight back. You're supposed to be able to have it in 30 days, but I take 2 weeks to 2 months to build the habit of keeping it straight back if I'm consciously trying to make it work. And sometimes to reverse an accident, I have to keep working on it. But keeping it straight back is wonderful. Just be... gratitude notes, yeah. You can write as many things that you're grateful as possible, at least 1 to 3 things, and then maybe more. On a little notepad, I write about at least 3 things or more, but on each page. But yeah, you write gratitude notes, and the idea behind gratitude notes is that, as underrated as that may be, as little of an effort that may be, it will still make a difference over time to realize what you're grateful for. Psychologically, you become more happy and confident when you do that enough times every day.